This is a presentation on Part D drug coverage and how a person goes into the donut hole. There are two ways to get a Part D plan. You can get Part D in addition to a Medicare supplement, or you can pass on the supplement and just get Part D. Or you can get Part D as part of a Medicare Advantage plan. Most Advantage plans include Part D. Even zero premium plans include Part D. Part D is voluntary, but there is a late enrollment penalty if you don't sign up when you are first eligible. The penalty is 10% per year as part of a kind of a complicated formula. Wait 5 years to enroll in Part D and you will pay a 50% higher premium. Part D plans have premiums, but they also have copays. Part D plans have various drug tiers. There's Tier 1 generics, and now there's a Tier 2 generic. These tend to be the more expensive generics. Now I have two prices there because on one plan you might pay $8, but on another Part D plan the copay for that same generic could be $15. There's preferred brands and non-preferred brands. I like to say they would prefer that you not take this brand drug, and that's why they charge you a much higher copay. And again, the two different prices are kind of the range of what various plans charge for Tier 4 drugs. And then there are specialty drugs. Now, if you're considering a Medicare Advantage plan, you need to pay attention to the drug plan and its copays. I'll use Lantus as an example. This is a type of insulin, and it is zero or has a zero copay on one plan, and this would be a plan probably for people who actually have diabetes. On another plan, it might be a $10 copay, and yet on another plan, or actually most plans, the copay is $45. Novolin is another form of insulin, and it's more expensive. I have seen that Novolin is a $45 copay on one plan and $95 on some others. So you need to pay attention to this. If you enroll in a plan and don't pay attention, you end up paying $95 for Novolin where you could have been paying $45. Part D plans have rules. Some drugs are quantity limited. These would tend to be addictive drugs. Some drugs require step therapy, and this is where a generic might be available or a less expensive drug would be available. So the plan will require you to first try the lower cost drugs. If that doesn't work, you can step up to the next price drug, and so on. Every plan has a formulary or a list of drugs it covers. If you are prescribed a new drug and it is not on your plan's formulary, you can ask for an exception. Now let's take a look at how a person goes into the donut hole. Let's say this person uses Lantus and Advair. These are Tier 3 drugs with a $45 copay for each one. But the Part D plan will be putting out $200 for Lantus and $200 for Advair. So each month the individual will pay $90 in copays, and the plan will spend $400 for a total of $490. And this column here is very important because this is a running total, and this is what gets a person to the donut hole. So through the rest of the year, May and June, the person's paying $90, and he has spent a total of $540, which is a pretty good deal. But in July, everything changes because he has gone over the $2,850 limit, which gets a person to the donut hole. And you can see this middle column, the Part D plan is now paying zero towards this person's prescriptions, and the person is responsible for the full price. Okay, this goes on through the rest of the year, but I can tell you there is some good news. As a part of the Affordable Care Act, people now get a big discount, over 50%, on their brand drugs. So instead of paying $490, this person would actually put out $232 for his prescriptions. Okay, then there's another level, and that is the catastrophic level. Once a person has spent $4,550, he goes into the catastrophic phase. And at that point, he would pay 5% of the price of the drug, or $6.35, whichever is more. Now, I do want to show you how some things have changed because of this discount. So this person is responsible, or even gets credit for the $490, although he's only paying $232. And this column is what gets a person to that catastrophic stage, what the individual has spent. So while he's not actually putting out the $490, he does get credit for that. Now I want to show you an example of one of my clients whose doctor told him he should take Humira for his rheumatoid arthritis. Humira is a specialty drug, and the cost each month is $2,400. Ouch. So in the first month, if he starts in January, his copay would be 33% of the retail price. In February, he is going into the donut hole. By the third month, he's partially into the catastrophic stage. And fourth month, he's completely in the catastrophic stage, and so he's paying only 5% of the cost of the drug. I added up all these numbers, and it comes to $3,790. That's a lot of money, but it's a lot less than $2,400 times 12. That would be over $24,000. So he's getting a pretty good deal if he has that kind of money, if he has almost $4,000 to spend on that one prescription. So Part D is kind of complicated. So this is why you might need to work with somebody like me. I am an independent insurance broker, and that means I don't represent just one company. I use Medicare.gov to identify the right plans for my clients, and if I don't represent the plan that comes up at the top of the list on Medicare.gov, I still tell them to sign up with that plan. Part D plans do change each year, and as a result, many people are in the wrong plan for their prescriptions, especially if they only take generics. I've seen people paying $32 for a plan when they could be paying $12. So give me a call or email me, and I'd be happy to work with you. Thank you for listening to this presentation.